Hey, this is Christy, and you're following on my weight loss journey through weight loss and sticking to routines, even though I have ADHD and plenty of excuses to fail. So if you already watched this video, I am so sorry. I'm reshooting it because there were actually some errors in the last video shoot, so I don't normally do this, but I should have edited that just a little bit better. And let's go ahead with the day. So we got some products to review. Things came in the mail, and it actually came within about 3 weeks. So that's pretty standard for something that you're ordering in the mail. I got the Nordic sticks. The Nordic sticks, they showed up, and they are so exactly what I was hoping they would be. These things are fantastic. Like, I honestly hesitated when I first saw them because the price tag, they were just a little bit much for mama here. But I was like, no, you need this. This is for your shoulders. I work out with pickaxes all day long, and my shoulders get tight, so does my neck. And I saw these mobility sticks, and I just had to get them. I want to kind of show you, walk around these things, what makes them different from most sticks. They're about the same length. They've got a good heft to them. They've got this nice foam pad grip that's actually nice and thick, so it's really, really comfortable to feel. But these balls at the end are absolutely unmatched. They've got all these little acupressure points on them, and I really noticed a difference. There's a big, huge difference between when you're doing mobility exercise and you're holding like a regular broom handle, and when you've got this like awesome specialized ball that like your hand can actually wrap around and like hang off of. Like, I can't do like a full demonstration, but like you literally just kind of like hang on these things, kind of sort of like this, I guess, you know, and you can kind of like do like things like this, just kind of like stretch out your shoulders and your traps. I actually got 2 of them, but I wanted to show you how they also come apart. They are made with nice steel casings. They are the metal in the middle to go in, and they connect with these barbs and into pieces. So each piece is small enough to fit into like a backpack if you're taking it to the gym or something, going out even on a hike or whatever. And they even come with free videos on how to do the mobility exercises. Now, I've just been playing around with them, but I'm definitely going to do a video as soon as I get off of this this video itself. I highly recommend the Nordic sticks. These were, I was researching a bunch of different ones, and these really are the only ones I recommend. I saw some other ones that bent and stuff, but I believe I was actually correct in that it really does help to have that stiffness in order to get done. Now, these are about, you know, arm length for me, so there's about 5-foot long poles. But what's kind of neat about these poles is you can actually take out this middle link and you can add it to the other stick. So I got 2 because you can do some like double stick hangs and stuff, but I almost got 3, and I'm gonna buy another one because for slightly taller people, you can add that extra link in there and really, really hang your whole body on these things. I highly recommend these stability mobility sticks by Nordic Stretch. Second one, I got these ionic pens. These are supposed to help with like cellulite and loose skin and stuff like that, but I'll be honest, I think they're just kind of cute, and they're reasonably priced pants. So I got 3 pairs because that was the best discount you could buy on them, and I will let you know if they do anything, but of course it always says you need diet and exercise to make it work, and we're going to obviously be doing diet and exercise, and so we do anticipate that everything is going to work, but I will let you know if I see any extraordinary results as far as skin tightening goes between this and also the elastin pills that we are sampling out for the next 3 months. Now, I don't get any kind of endorsements for any of these product reviews. We are just trying things out. Another thing that's been happening is I definitely noticed that I was getting too much sodium from caffeinated drinks, or not caffeinated drinks, but diet sodas. And so I did kind of another switch, and I'm doing sort of a thing where I take my little sparkling water. I've got my little Kirkland brand. I take a lime and I squeeze that into it, and I pump some of this liquid stevia I picked up at Trader Joe's. You want to use the liquid stevia because the powdered stevia, it's going to feel like you just dropped a Mentos into your soda. It's just all over the place. But if you use this guy, it's actually quite nice. So I mixed them all up into this lovely drink. It's not exactly a soda, but it's much better than not drinking anything sparkling at all. It's definitely better than your regular sparkling water. Cheers, and no sodium in that. So, and then let's see, another thing that I switched to, I wanted to kind of talk about protein powders because I don't really stick to one protein powder. Again, I'm not sponsored by anybody. This is just my journey through weight loss and everything and sticking to my other routines. And so I picked up this other protein powder too from Costco, Gold Standard Whey Protein. And I just kind of wanted to go over sort of what I look for. This was about the same cost as the other one. And it has like maybe a slightly better flavor, maybe a slightly better texture than the other one. It has the same, I always look for 24 grams of protein per scoop. This one has some BCAAs. It's tested against any kind of, let's see, banned substance tested, so you're all safe if you need to get ready for any kind of competition. And it's actually also no artificial growth hormones. I make sure that this and also my milk and everything don't have artificial growth hormones. I try to get cheese without it. I just feel like if it's meant to fatten up a cow, maybe it would also fatten me up. So otherwise, those are all the new products that I've been testing out so far. The other thing that happened is I basically was trying to kind of get through my beads today, and I ended up being really short. But I'm only using my whey protein shakes 4 days like this where I'm feeling a little bit short on food. It turns out it's like 1 o'clock in the afternoon and I'm only like 3 or 4 beads in for the day. That's when I go ahead and I have my protein shake. Since then, I also had another roasted potato with all of the oil and salt. I put light sour cream and salsa on it this time, and I had a little bit of a win. I finished at a 5, and there was still potato in the bowl, so I was able to chuck that in the trash. I'm still feeling perfectly full and fine. Everything feels great. I heard a tip today actually from another person who helps with binge eating disorders, and she was kind of describing, you know, how to know if you're full at, like, say you're 5 or your level, you know, basically when you feel comfortable and you're still just enjoying the food because you love the texture or the taste. And she's just like, pause, look around, you know, feel your tummy and just ask yourself, would eating more of this food add to the feeling of the good feeling that I have in my stomach, or are we starting to kind of head downhill as far as like the good after food feeling? Like, are we going to be able to get up and go for a nice walk afterward? Are we going to feel sluggish? Are we going to feel tired? Or am I going to feel like I'm sick when I stand up and try to walk around? You know, that might be kind of appealing as far as habit goes, but if you really think about it, that's not making you feel any better. It's actually making you feel worse. And so we try to stick to what makes us feel good when we can. Again, because of our dietary regulating bracelets, we could eat a 10 and that's perfectly fine. We're still tracking our fullness points. We're still tracking ourselves. And as long as we're keeping our macros correctly, and as long as we're working out reasonably, this won't let us overeat, you know, as long as we're sticking to our bead points. But I would like to say that also I notice that when I accidentally fall below my bead points, sometimes that'll trigger unhealthy eating even within the range. I'll just be eating extra bad food, extra fat, extra sugar, extra cheese or whatever. And that'll be triggered by a day or two of eating fewer points. So, I mean, I've had a couple times where I've intentionally been 18 beads a day, but I'm just really careful about that. I've started to get into the point where if I feel like I'm under beads, I'm gonna go ahead and have that protein shake, because that's my like invisible protein where I won't really notice that I just ate, but I did just have like 43 grams of protein and like 250 calories. But I feel like sometimes protein shakes can be a bit of a trap. if they don't fill you up and you're already at your calories that day, that extra 250 calories over, that's going to get stored as fat too. You know what I mean? If you're honestly craving protein, you'll probably honestly crave it in your food that day or the next day, you know, and just try to kind of amp it up that way. And for the most part, I do try to eat all my calories just so that I can feel them. But we also want to make sure that we're doing things, you know, just within balance, you know, and that's what the whole point of dietary regulation is. So things are actually going pretty good. I hope that everything's going well for you, and I hope that you're treating yourself very, very, very well. I don't really have much else to say. Cheers.